They say when the energy of two souls aligns, the universe doesn't ask questions. It moves mountains. And yet, most of us spend our lives deaf to the whispers of fate, blind to the signs etched into the fabric of our reality. But what if I told you that every chance encounter, every lingering gaze, every heartbeat that seemed to echo someone else's was not mere coincidence? What if they were fragments of a larger hidden design? A cosmic thread pulled taut across lifetimes, waiting for the moment it would finally draw two beings together. Carl Jung once wrote, "The meeting of two personalities is like the contact of two chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed." But beyond the poetic nature of his words lies a deeper, mystical implication, that souls don't just meet by accident. They collide by necessity, like stars destined to burn in each other's orbit, even across dimensions of time and space. These encounters are not written in ink, but in energy, not in memory, but in frequency. And when those frequencies resonate, when two souls vibrate on the same level, something ancient stirs. And that stirring is unmistakable. You felt it, haven't you? That inexplicable familiarity with a stranger, that moment when time slows and the world in all its chaos fades into silence. Eyes meet, not just physically, but spiritually. You don't just recognize them, you remember them. You remember a feeling you never knew you lost, a presence that calls to something buried so deep within you, even your own voice has never reached it. This is not imagination. It's not romantic fantasy. It's resonance. When two souls align, they create a frequency so pure, so powerful, that the universe has no choice but to listen. It listens, and then it responds, sometimes in whispers, sometimes in storms, and the response is never random. You see, alignment is not about perfection, it's about timing. Two souls may be destined, but destiny does not operate on convenience. It waits, it tests, it tempers. Because soul alignment is not a spark, it's a furnace. It doesn't just ignite passion, it burns away illusion. It reveals truth. And truth, as Jung often implied, is not always comfortable. It strips us of ego, of fear, of the identities we thought we needed to survive. It leaves us bare, vulnerable, but seen. And when we are truly seen, we are transformed. There are forces we cannot comprehend, orchestrating meetings that seem impossible. Jung called this synchronicity, the acausal connecting principle, the sacred mathematics of the cosmos, a divine intelligence that guides the seemingly mundane events of our lives toward deeper meaning. You miss a train, and you meet a stranger who shifts your worldview. You take a different route home, and there they are, someone you've never met, but whose soul feels like a song you forgot you knew. But synchronicity is not just about meeting someone. It's about remembering who you are when you do. Because the right soul doesn't complete you. It reflects you. It holds up a mirror to your hidden self, the one you abandoned to fit into the noise of the world. The soul that aligns with yours will not always bring comfort. Sometimes they bring disruption. They challenge you. They awaken parts of you that were asleep, not peacefully, but desperately. They break you open, not to hurt you, but to release what was trapped inside. And yet, even in the chaos, there's peace, because something inside you knows. This is where I'm meant to be. But if it's meant to be, why do we lose them? Why do aligned souls drift apart? Jung would say, because the work is not done. Because alignment is not a finish line, it's a beginning. The universe does not just bring souls together for love, but for evolution, for growth. And growth often demands separation. The pain of it is not punishment. It's preparation. You're being carved into something bigger than your current self can hold. And when the carving is complete, when the timing is right, when the lessons are integrated and the masks discarded, the thread pulls again. The universe brings them back. And this time, you're ready. This time you don't need to search for signs. You are the sign. That's the hidden truth. Aligned souls don't chase. They remember. They don't force. They flow. And no matter the distance, no matter the silence, the connection never breaks. Because it was never made by hands or words. It was made by energy. And energy cannot be destroyed. It can only transform. So the next time you feel that pull, that unexplainable knowing, pause, listen, feel. The universe may be speaking to you, not in thunder, but in the quiet, not in certainty, but in resonance. And if you're willing to trust it, to surrender to the unseen, you may just find that what you thought was lost was never lost at all. It was just waiting, waiting for you to awaken, waiting for the alignment to begin again. And now I leave you with this question, one that may echo louder than any answer. Have you ever met someone who felt like a memory from a life you never lived? Share your story in the comments, because this isn't just a video, it's a reflection, a gathering of souls who felt what can't be explained. And maybe, just maybe, your truth will help another remember theirs. Because when the energy of two souls aligns, the universe does not hesitate. It moves with quiet precision, shifting the tides of time and rearranging reality until the meeting is inevitable. It may come softly, as a whisper beneath the noise of the world, or thunderously, like a storm tearing through every structure you've ever built. But it always comes, and when it does, your soul remembers, not just them, but you, the real you. The one that existed before the compromises, before the masks, before the forgetting. That's the gift of soul alignment. It's not merely about union, it's about return, a return to authenticity, to essence, to truth. Yet truth, as Jung warned, does not arrive with comfort. It arrives with confrontation. When two aligned souls meet, it's not always soft or seamless. Sometimes it's explosive. Why? Because their energy activates every dormant layer of your being. The light and the shadow. They awaken your highest potential. But they also summon your buried fears. In their presence, you see not only what you could become, but what you're afraid of facing to get there. And so the alignment tests you. It's easy to believe in fate when everything feels like magic. But what about when it begins to hurt? When it challenges every belief you've built your identity upon? When the soul you're drawn to begins to mirror the parts of yourself you've worked hardest to silence? Jung called this the confrontation with the shadow, the hidden repressed side of the psyche that holds all we refuse to accept. Soul-aligned connections bring this shadow to the surface, not to destroy you, but to integrate you, to complete you, to make you whole. That's why these relationships are often mistaken as toxic or turbulent. But they're not about toxicity. They're about transformation. Because transformation is messy. It requires fire. It demands surrender. And most of all, it requires courage. The courage to look into another's eyes and see not a stranger, but a reflection. Not a savior, but a catalyst. Someone who is not here to fix you, but to remind you. Remind you of who you are when no one's watching. Remind you of the path you've been avoiding. Remind you that your soul did not come here to play small. So you begin to shift. You begin to see your patterns, your projections, your wounds, all of it. And instead of running, you lean in. Because something in you knows that the alignment is not here to destroy you. It's here to birth you into something deeper, something freer, something true. But here lies the paradox. Not all aligned souls are meant to stay. Some are meant to awaken you and then disappear into the mist of memory, and that doesn't make them any less significant. In fact, their absence often becomes the alchemy. The echo of their presence lingers like a spiritual tattoo, burning away everything that isn't you, until only the truth remains. And the truth is this: you are not alone in your longing. You are not crazy for feeling connected to someone in ways words can't explain. You are not imagining the gravity between you because the moment you speak your truth, you become the magnet for theirs. And in that magnetism, something beautiful happens. You stop searching. You stop chasing ghosts through the fog of memory. You begin to receive. What once felt distant and unreachable begins to circle closer, drawn not to your longing, but to your presence. You have become the very thing you once yearned to find, and now those who match your frequency cannot help but be pulled toward you, just as the moon is pulled by the tide. But here's what no one tells you. Alignment does not guarantee ease. Even when the right soul arrives, even when every sign points to yes, there will be friction. Not because something is wrong, but because something is being refined. You are still human. You still carry wounds and echoes and habits shaped by a world that teaches you to fear intimacy more than solitude. You may find yourself pulling away just as something begins to bloom. You may sabotage the very connection your soul has been begging for. This, too, is part of the process. Because aligned souls do not come to complete fairy tales. They come to complete cycles. Cycles of abandonment, of self-doubt, of fear-based love. They arrive as both healing and trigger. Their presence says, it's time. Time to stop hiding. Time to stop settling. Time to choose growth over comfort. And this choice is not made once. It is made every day. It is made in silence, when you could walk away, but instead you stay and speak. It is made in vulnerability, when you lower your armor and allow someone to see you, even when you don't fully understand yourself. It is made in the sacred pause between reaction and response, where old patterns beg to be repeated and new ones wait to be born. This is not the love of fairy tales. This is the love of warriors, the kind that strips you bare so it can dress you in truth, the kind that looks like loss but feels like remembering, the kind that makes you more of yourself, not less. And when you're ready for it, truly ready, the universe stops being a battlefield and becomes a mirror. You no longer ask, when will they arrive? Instead, you ask, what in me still resists the arrival? That's when things begin to shift. Internally first, then externally. You may not notice it immediately. The world won't change all at once, but little things will. Your breath will deepen. Your thoughts will soften. You'll catch glimpses of beauty in places you once saw only pain, and without knowing how, you'll begin to feel safe in your own presence. And when that happens, the doors open, the threads tighten. The souls who were meant to find you begin their journey, not through maps, but through moments, not guided by direction, but by destiny. And when they arrive, they will not say, "Where have you been?" They will say, "I've been becoming," because that is what aligned souls do. They don't rush the union. They honor the unfolding. They understand that true resonance does not fade with time. It deepens. It evolves. It waits until the soil is ready, until the ground can hold the weight of something real. So if you are waiting, if you are aching, know this: nothing real can be lost. And no true connection needs to be forced. If it is meant, it is already yours. It's simply moving through the unseen, gathering strength, gathering clarity, gathering the divine permission to enter your life in a way that doesn't just touch you, but transforms you. This is not wishful thinking. This is energetic law. This is the pulse of the universe beating through your chest. And when the moment comes, when your soul recognizes its reflection in another, you won't need signs. You won't need proof. You'll just know. Because real alignment feels like stillness, like exhale, like home. And even if they don't stay forever, even if their chapter is brief, you will never be the same again. Because they will leave behind a map, a blueprint, a sacred mark on your timeline that whispers, "Keep going. You are closer than you think." So walk with faith, not in fate, but in frequency. Live as though the connection has already happened, because in the unseen, it has. And maybe the point of all this was never to find them. Maybe the point was to find yourself, so you could recognize them when they arrive. You are not here to beg for love. You are not here to settle for fragments. You are here to align, to radiate, to rise. And in that rising, you will attract not what you want, but what you are. So again, I ask you, are you ready? Not for them, not for some storybook ending, but for you, the real you, the one who remembers, the one who trusts, the one who vibrates so clearly that the universe has no choice but to echo back your deepest truth. If you've ever felt that moment of soul recognition, that flicker of eternity in someone's eyes, leave a comment below with the word, remember. Let us build a community of awakened hearts. Let us find each other through the resonance of truth. Because the journey is not over, and somewhere out there, someone is whispering your name across the stars, waiting for you to align. Maybe the point was to find yourself, so you could recognize them when they arrive. You are not here to beg for love. You are not here to settle for fragments. You are here to align, to radiate, to rise. And in that rising, you will attract not what you want, but what you are. So again, I ask you, are you ready? Not for them, not for some storybook ending, but for you, the real you, the one who remembers, the one who trusts, the one who vibrates so clearly that the universe has no choice but to echo back your deepest truth. If you've ever felt that moment of soul recognition, that flicker of eternity in someone's eyes, leave a comment below with the word, remember. Let us build a community of awakened hearts. Let us find each other through the resonance of truth, because the journey is not over. And somewhere out there, someone is whispering your name across the stars, waiting for you to align. Because alignment is not a destination, it is a return. A return to who you were before the world told you who to be. A return to the stillness beneath the storm, the essence beneath the ego. And in that return, everything changes. Not because the world shifts, but because you do. Your vision sharpens. Your intuition strengthens. You begin to move differently, speak differently, choose differently. You stop chasing what doesn't resonate. You stop shrinking to fit into places that cannot hold the fullness of your light. And as your energy evolves, so does your reality. This is the unseen force Jung spoke of, the invisible architecture of synchronicity, the way the universe responds when your inner world aligns with your soul's true frequency. It's no longer about wishing or waiting, it's about becoming. And in that becoming, you no longer need to force connections. You recognize that what is meant for you is drawn not by effort, but by embodiment. That's the great secret. You attract what you are, not what you want. So if you seek a soul who will meet you in truth, become the one who lives in truth. If you long for depth, speak with depth. If you yearn for a love that sees past your wounds into your spirit, become the love that sees past another's fear into their essence. This is the alchemy of alignment. It doesn't begin with another. It begins with you. And once you become that, you will not chase your destiny. You will collide with it. Because souls that are meant to meet will always find each other, whether in this lifetime or the next, whether in moments or in eternity, whether in the silence between words or in the chaos of collision. When the energy is aligned, no distance is too great, no obstacle too strong. The universe will twist timelines, bend realities, and open doors no man can shut, because truth is irresistible. It cannot be denied. It only waits to be remembered. And maybe that's all we're doing here, remembering, not learning, not earning, not striving, just remembering who we are, what we came here for, and who we promised to find along the way. Can you feel it now? That soft ache in your chest, That quiet knowing that someone, somewhere is carrying a piece of your story in their soul. That even now, in this very moment, they may be looking up at the same sky, wondering if they're close. They are. You are. Closer than you've ever been. Because soul alignment isn't loud. It doesn't arrive with fireworks. It arrives with resonance. It arrives when you're finally ready to be seen, fully, vulnerably, unapologetically. It arrives when your energy no longer begs for connection, but invites it, silently, powerfully, magnetically. And when that moment comes, you will know. Not because everything is perfect, but because nothing is missing. The space inside you where longing once lived will feel full. Not because someone completed you, but because they met you. They met you where you truly are, and in that meeting, you remembered. You were never lost. You were never too late. You were simply waiting for the version of yourself who was ready to receive what your soul always knew. And when two of those souls meet, awake, aligned, aware, they don't cling. They don't possess. They recognize. They honor the sacredness of the encounter, whether it lasts a moment or a lifetime. Because when something is truly aligned, its value is not in how long it stays, but in how deeply it transforms you. And it will. It will shake you. It will stretch you. It will soften you. It will carve space inside your being that you didn't know existed, and fill it with something eternal. Not everyone will understand this. The world moves too fast. It asks for answers before it listens to questions. But you are not here to be understood by the world. You are here to remember the language of the soul, and those who speak it will find you. So listen closely to your life, to the whispers, to the patterns, to the pulls. Watch for the moments that make your chest tighten, not from fear, but from familiarity. Watch for the eyes that feel like déjà vu, for the conversations that feel like echoes, for the souls that feel like home. They are not illusions. They are invitations. The universe speaks through energy, and when the energy of two souls aligns, not even time can stop it. Not even doubt can kill it. Not even death can end it. Because energy transcends. It weaves through lifetimes, through dreams, through the quiet spaces in between. And when it finds its match, it does not ask for permission. It simply remembers, and so will you. Maybe not today, maybe not even tomorrow, but one day soon you'll look into someone's eyes and feel that pull, that knowing, that return. And when that happens, say yes to the moment, to the mystery, to the memory rising like light through the dark. Because this is what you came here for. This is the soul work. This is the awakening. And the world, the real world, begins now. If this stirred something in you, if you've ever felt the resonance of a soul you couldn't explain, share your truth below. Write, I remember. And let your story be a torch for someone still walking in the dark. Because when we speak from the soul, we light the way for others to do the same. And together, we rise.